They don't want to concern you, but they've been silently grappling with a tide of emotions that feel overwhelming even to them. This struggle is not rooted in distrust or distance, but rather in deep love and a sincere desire to protect the sacred space you share. The angels gently remind you to recognize the quiet strength it takes for someone to carry emotional weight alone, especially when their first instinct might be to reach for your hand, but instead, they choose to shield you. This act of self-restraint is a quiet, selfless testament to their love and respect for you. While it may be easy to assume silence means disconnection, in this case, it reflects how deeply they value the bond you share. There may be someone close to you who has long been a source of quiet concern. Perhaps you've noticed small shifts in their behavior, subtle signs that something is not quite right. Their laughter may seem slightly forced, their responses a little slower, or their presence somewhat dimmed. These changes might not scream distress, but your heart has picked up on them because you are naturally intuitive and attuned to those you care for. As someone with deep compassion, it's incredibly difficult to watch a loved one wrestle with invisible burdens. You want to reach them, offer help, wrap them in comfort. But when they withhold what they're feeling, it leaves you unsure, sometimes even powerless. And yet, it's precisely in these moments of uncertainty where your empathy shines the most. Feelings of helplessness are natural, and instead of resisting them, acknowledge them as evidence of your deep commitment and care. You want to make things better because their well-being matters so much to you. But remember, being present for someone doesn't always mean having the perfect words or solutions. Sometimes, the most profound support is found in simply standing beside them, quietly and consistently. Your very presence can be a sanctuary, a healing space that asks nothing and demands nothing. When someone is not yet ready to speak, your willingness to simply be there becomes a lifeline, one that doesn't pressure but gently waits. It's painful when someone doesn't open up, especially when you sense the weight they're carrying. You might find yourself questioning whether you're doing enough or if they're pulling away because of something you've done. Let me reassure you, they are not distancing themselves out of disappointment or disconnection. Their struggle is deeply personal, and their silence is not about you, it's about them trying to navigate a storm they haven't fully understood themselves. They are holding back because they care. They are afraid that by letting you in, they might burden you, add weight to your shoulders that they believe you shouldn't have to bear. This isn't rejection, it's reverence. This form of emotional restraint often goes unnoticed, but it speaks volumes. It shows how much they value your peace of mind, how seriously they take the balance within your relationship. They don't want to lean too heavily on you, not because they doubt your strength, but because they respect your space and want to protect your light. That kind of emotional maturity and care often hides behind a mask of quiet, but make no mistake, it is love in its most selfless form. Take time to reflect on your shared journey. Think about the memories you've built together, the ways you've both grown, and the unspoken understanding that has formed between you over time. These silent struggles, though difficult, often deepen bonds in ways that words never could. In the space where silence lives, empathy grows. When someone chooses to struggle quietly, it does not mean they don't trust you, it means they are trying to process their pain in a way that doesn't interfere with the joy and light you bring into their life. Consider this: what does true support look like when conversation falters? How do we remain close when words become scarce? These moments test not only the strength of the relationship, but the endurance of the heart. And yet, your patience becomes the answer. It is a language of its own, gentle, unobtrusive, and profoundly healing. Patience says, "I'm here whenever you need me," and that message can speak louder than any urgent attempt to fix or to pry. There is a powerful kind of love in the decision to let someone come to you on their own time. You may be the person they most want to confide in, and that's exactly why they hesitate. They know how much you care, and the last thing they want is to cause you stress. Their internal dialogue may sound something like, "I don't want to ruin their day," or "They have enough on their plate, I can handle this on my own." Even in the depths of their pain, their thoughts are with you. That's how much you mean to them. Your presence in their life is a comfort, a light they instinctively turn toward, but only when they feel it's safe to do so without dimming yours. They trust you deeply, which is why they are being so careful. In protecting you, they are also protecting the relationship you've both worked so hard to build. Their occasional emotional withdrawal is not a sign of fading affection, but a sign of the weight they carry alone. It may feel like they're retreating, but in reality, they're doing what they believe is best to maintain the love, respect, and balance between you. They don't want to risk changing the dynamic by burdening you with something they can't yet articulate or manage. This is why it's so important to remember that you are not responsible for their emotions. You are allowed to care deeply without making their pain your own. Embracing this boundary doesn't make you less loving, it makes your love sustainable. You are not failing them by not having all the answers. In fact, your steady presence, your open heart, and your unwavering kindness are the very things helping to carry them through. It's okay to let go of the urge to fix and instead focus on simply being. Your empathy is a rare and beautiful gift, not only to them, but to the world. In showing up with compassion rather than control, you create a space of safety and acceptance that few people ever experience. Your gentle persistence, your way of saying "I'm here" without saying much at all, is invaluable. It lets them know that the door is always open, the light is always on, and there will never be judgment when they are ready to step through. That kind of love doesn't fade. It builds trust, it heals, and it creates a foundation upon which deeper connections are built. And through all this, never doubt your own worth. You are a source of comfort, a safe harbor, and a steady light. You are loving and deeply loved. The role you play in their life is not small, it's everything. Even if they haven't been able to express it, they recognize your value. They may not have the words, but their actions, their quiet consideration, their reluctance to worry you, speak on their behalf. They want you by their side, not out of necessity, but because your presence gives them peace. Reflect on all you've both faced, the joy and pain, the laughter and silence, the shared victories and solitary struggles. These experiences don't drive you apart, they weave you closer. They transform individual hardship into a shared triumph. A relationship like yours, forged in understanding and sustained by compassion, stands as a powerful example of what it means to walk through life together. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a shared victory. And so, in this moment of stillness, I offer this prayer for you. Lord, I lift up to you the one who has been silently wrestling with their emotions, caught between the desire to be strong and the need for support. Surround them with your peace and clarity. Grant them the strength to face their inner storms and the courage to open their hearts when the time is right. Bless them with the wisdom to care for others while honoring their own emotional boundaries. May they feel your loving presence guiding them through the complexities of their relationships. Remind them that they are not alone and that your grace walks beside them always. Amen. Let these words settle in your soul. Know that you are doing enough simply by being who you are, compassionate, open, and patient. The universe surrounds you with love and protection, always. Your presence is not just comforting, it is healing. You are the quiet strength that makes others feel safe. And one day, when they're ready, they will look back and realize just how much your love carried them, even when it was silent.